Hi, everyone! Welcome to the weekly school session. This is your Jee Sifu right here. And today we are going to talk about a very specific Taoism topic, which is newbie and altar and statue. So most of the people who ordain or get into the lineage, most of them will want to set up an altar, and that is totally what you should be doing. But then how to go about it, and is there anything you should not do? What about the statue and all that? And most importantly, most people are curious about the Saam Ching, the three pure ones, whatever you want to call them, like these, okay, the Saam Ching. So most people are kind of concerned about, hey, what is that? And what does it do? Yeah, like people like to ask questions like that. So this will be your one-stop video for getting your answers as a newbie or outsiders who are about to get into these things. Okay, so before I start, just remind you all that if you are interested in learning Taoism magic, Taoism, these things, you can go to our website, teenagedragons.com, and also you can get initiated for free, and you can also get ordained. That's not free, but ordained allows you to start really like get online and then learning and get your hands on stuff. But if you go for the free route, yeah, you can still learn stuff, but it's very limited, like that. We all know, right? So if you want to get serious, you got to pass through that pay gate, okay? I am being very straightforward here. But why did I actually open that thing that is free, why? Well, because there are students or people who might be really interested, but they really don't have money yet. Then I will suggest them to go that way, and then wait until you can afford, then you can get ordained. Now, the learning itself, once you get online, the learning itself is actually free. Yet, there are special classes that brings you on a faster learning pace. So if you want to learn faster, learn from more advanced, not advanced, but more like fun and different kind of lesson, you can pay for the monthly lesson. And now we have like monthly lesson pass. So it's like a subscription, and it's actually a live lesson on Zoom. It's super fun. So if you want to try that out, you can try it out this month, July. Anyway, we only welcome the disciples who are in Saam stage and above to join those lessons. The reason is because, or else it's going to be so flooded and it's so hard to control the quality. Anyway, so getting into the topic of altar. So the first question most people will have is, how do I start building my altar? Okay, how? Well, let me tell you how. Very straightforward, okay? You don't need to think too much. You don't need to think more than what I'm talking about, okay? This is the only way you should be setting up an altar, at least if you're in our lineage, okay? Now, first, you got to talk to us and tell us you want to do it, right? Because you cannot start an altar yourself. There is no way you can start an altar by yourself. Yes, you can build like an altar look-alike and arrange stuff, but it's not going to work. Now, that's the blunt and hard to swallow truth. An altar is not just yourself, put things together, and then, oh yeah, pray. Not like that, okay? Altar, it's a very serious thing. It's like building a computer. It's very serious, right? You build a computer, you need to know how computer works, and like you really need to know computer in order to put things together and assemble your computer. And then you still have the software set up with the antivirus and all kinds of things that normal people won't even understand. But altar is just like that. Altar is very complicated. It's not just like put a statue there and start praying. It's not like that. Okay? Now, why does it have to be so complicated? Well, for your safety reason. I have posted a story on my forum. You can go check out our forum, okay? Go to the website teenagedragon.com, and in the top section there's a story. And it's a real story, not a fake one. This real story talks about someone went ahead and followed some crappy instruction and built their own altar at home, and end up like this husband and the wife host the altar, right? The husband end up jumping off the building because he got possessed. And why? Because at first they just built the altar, like put things together and believe that it will work, and they start doing rituals like their DIY kind of thing. They start doing that, okay? At first it seems to be okay. After one week, it's like 1 week, 2 weeks, it's still like kind of honeymoon. It's like, oh, things are getting better, right? Yeah. And then up to a point you find out that everything that seems to get better are actually illusion. Okay, if you look at a business, it's like, oh, we have client, yeah, more client, yeah. And then end up, you know what? All of them don't, like the deals, they don't close. So you actually have nothing gained. And then you realize you got kind of got scammed. Okay, it feels like, yeah, it feels like people put you on a spin, you know, like put you up here. Ah, good, it's going good. Like that. Well, it feels like that. It feels shitty. And then they start to feel like, maybe the altar is really not helping. Let's get rid of it. And then when they start to have that kind of thought, their altar actually got stuff inside, like evil spirit inside, and they don't know. When they got that thought, the evil spirit is like, you mother, you're not going to get rid of me, right? And then they do things to teach you a lesson and make sure you understand that's not what you should be doing, you see? Your husband jump off the building and become a piece of meatball there. Scary, yeah? A lot of things like that happen. Yeah, in my experience, a lot of crazy things can happen with altar. And especially in the like Asia culture, where like altar is so common in like most homes, a lot of them have issue. And then end up what? Well, if you find us to fix it, we will deal with it and get you safe. But if you find other lineage or whatever master, I don't know what their style is like, but I have seen a lot of crazy things happen. One of them is they will use what we call use the god to fight the god. Okay, so whatever happened is like they have their bigger evil spirit, and this is like the altar with the smaller spirit. They fight. So when a big guy wins, then you can be safe. But then at the same time, you become a servant of that one. So instead of this one controlling you, that one is going to control you. So you got to always go back and, you know, donate stuff, devote your time, whatever things, like you got to give back that temple. And then once you stop, you're going to get the same effect. Okay. So that's like how, you know, like if you got bullied by a small gangster and then you find a bigger gangster to cover you, you know, that kind of theory. So yeah, you kind of, you know, it helps you to get rid of that, but at the same time, you're in another bigger trouble. So a lot of, like in short, a lot of bad things can happen. And you don't want to be risking your life and your whole family, like a few generations of family, just go downhill because of an altar. A lot of things happen like that. Few generations. The grandmother or the great-grandmother had an altar, and then it start haunting them, and then it keep going on and on and on, 3 generations and onward. It's scary. So I would say, if you are not ready to commit, don't build an altar. I mean, like if you're an outsider, why do you need an altar anyway, right? But if you're really, really, really interested, and you are ready, and you can commit, you can say that you're not going to start something and just, and then like in 3 months, just throw it away. Okay? If you are ready to commit, then, okay, then you can think about it. Now, I'm going to tell you why you need an altar, though. Why do us need our altar? for us, the professionals, okay? First of all, the altar is like a PC or a PC station. It allows us to connect to our upper and our God and deities. Their power can flow from there, like their place, to our place. Basically, it's a communication portal. It allowed the two ends, from the human side and the God side, to communicate and things to transfer over to us so that we can get their powers. We can communicate with them. It's basically like they're on the internet and that's a computer and we are at home. Very simple. That's why we need an altar. Whenever we are doing things, we go to the altar to do it, and we invite them to join the call, just like in Zoom or Skype or whatever you use. Okay, just like that. So now you guys are mostly working from home, I believe. Okay, or maybe you should know what it means. So a lot of people are actually having meetings at home, right? How does an altar work? Well, it's just like that. You go on the altar, which is like your PC station, and then you burn incense. When you burn incense, what does it mean? You burn incense, which is really just translate to you started a timer. Like right now, me and you got on Zoom and we started a call. The timer will begin and counting how many minutes or second we have been talking, right? Now, the incense is like a timer. So you set one instance of time, maybe like that 35 minutes or something, then you are saying to the God that we're going to have a meeting of that much time. And then what do you do? Well, during the meeting, you can't do anything. You can talk to them. You can practice your things. You can exercise the house. You can do many things, right? You can do any kind of thing. But the main thing is with the altar, it makes it possible for us to connect to our uppers, our gods and deities. And because of that, your magic can be done. And it allows them to be able to bring the power down to your place, and you can use that power on other things. So that's basically what magic is and why we need our altar. Now, for our normal disciple, why do they need their altar? Well, first thing is you become a disciple, right? Nice. So we have our own gods and deities and whatever in the upper level. You want to connect to all these gods and deities, these specific powers, then you need our altar, right? You need that altar specifically for connecting you to our lineage, our powers, and then it allows them to beam down that magic power to you and allow them to be at your location. Even they're not like physically there or like their own self being there, they will split a clone of their own God body, and then they can put that clone at your location. So it's like always having a little God, like a God sample. Okay, you always have that mini God right there, and it's so useful because they're there. They can look out for you, and if you have anything missing or forgotten, they can give you tips. There's a lot of things that God can help you with. Now, you know now why you need an altar, right? You need the altar because you need to connect to the lineage power source. And then you need to have an altar in order to withdraw and take that part of the magic power that you're supposed to get, which comes from the celestial cord. Every month you can go and grab one portion and consume it. And number 3 is, of course, if you learn more things, you can do things at the altar, and eventually you will be doing things to help yourself or to help others and so on. So that's basically the basic of altar. Now I want to get into one thing, which is this. Saam Ching. Okay, most people call that the 3 pure ones. But more importantly, Saam is 3. Ching is not pure. Ching is to clear. Okay? So you see the sky right now. It's full of cloud. It's not clear, right? When you say Tin Ching Ching, you're telling the sky to rain and release all that stuff down. When the sky ching, it goes to the ground. The ground got wet and absorbed all the water. Okay, that's basically what Ching is. Ching is not about pure. So translating that to the 3 pure ones, it's just kind of weird. Anyway, so you can have the Saam Ching statue, and most people are like, why do you need 3? Why does it come in 3? What's the significance? Well, let me tell you, okay? Like, it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, it doesn't matter. Okay? It really doesn't matter. But the whole set of Saam Ching tells you a pattern, and that pattern, once you understand, you can apply it and understand your daily life stuff. You can understand a lot of things with this pattern. So let me explain. If you look at this, let me say this. Yeah, it has the same thing. Okay, so now we have the Saam Ching. This one, this one, yeah. This one, okay, you call this one the Saam Ching, the upper clear. And then you see this little thing that he holds? Okay, so that little thing is called a Yu Yi. Yu Yi. Yu Yi, what does it mean? It means, okay, now I want to touch my back. I want to touch my back. Yeah, I cannot. Huh? Ah, now I can. See? Yu Yi, as you wish. As your intention. As you intended. That's Yu Yi. What is that thing that he's holding? That Yu Yi. That tool. What is it? Well, actually, I told you already. That is a Chinese ancient back scratcher. Yes. Okay? It's really a back scratcher. And that thing has been showcased on some Chinese drama already. So it's not like I made it up. You can see from some of the Chinese drama, they actually use it like that. Okay? Don't believe me? Okay. You can find one called it's about the Ming Dynasty King Zhu Yunzheng. Okay, the whole drama Zhu Yunzheng. Okay, that king, he always take one of those around. He had a wood one when he was like first started, and then when he get rich, he have a wood jade one, more fancy. But the same thing. Why do they use jade? Because jade is cooling, right? So if you're hot, you take the jade, Yu Yi, and then you're like, oh, like it's not only scratch your back, it's even cooler, right? So compared to the wood one only like can scratch, no cooling effect. Okay, so basically that's what it is. It's a massager, and the big head right there, you can use it to like hammer your body, like that. That's how it's used. Okay, so anyway, so basically the tool is called a Yu Yi. It can reach a place that your bare hand cannot. That's the metaphor. Reaching a place that your bare hand cannot reach. What is that? Where is it? Where? Oh, back. Your support. See? The back means what? The back means your support. So reaching to your support, your upper, your Tao. Okay? Your gods and deities at your back. This Saam Ching, the first one, the Saam Ching, upper clears. Very simple. Your upper is the god and deities above, right? So they clear, it comes to you. Very simple. So having the Saam Ching at the altar, this god's power is to help your altar be able to get the stuff from like your lineage support, the gods and deities, to bring them down. So basically his power, the Saam Ching, is just like the antenna of a TV or your modem or whatever. It receives signal from the place that you're connecting to. Okay? So imagine you don't have antenna, you don't have any kind of transmitter. It will be hard to get the signal, right? So having this Saam Ching improve your altar's connectivity and help your altar to ensure that it can find the gods and deities that is related to your altar, which is like for most disciples in our lineage. Okay, you got the sun pai, right? That piece of red paper that you print out and you hang on the wall. Okay, that is marking where our lineage connects to. These are like the names and stuff of the gods and deities, the powers inside the lineage. These are the main ones. So your Saam Ching help you connect. Okay. Next one. All right. This, the middle one. Here. Yok Ching. Jade clears. Ooh. Jade clears. You see what is this? That's a fireball. Okay? Holding on to a fireball and then at the tummy. What is that? A fireball is basically meaning the essence of life. It's like the time started. Okay? It burns. It burns the time. So what does it mean? What does it do? Well, the first one, the sky come down, right? This one is from the ground and come back up. So what does it mean? The Yok Ching, jade. Jade clears. It's like the power that is stored inside the ground got cleared out. Then you can, basically it means to deliver that power from the God, which the God gave the altar. Okay, the Yok Ching help you to bring these powers and then utilize it and arrange how to use it. It's kind of like your CPU. It decide and make the call of how to use the resources. This is the power. It allows your altar to have the power to control itself and know how to utilize resources inside the altar. So yeah, you got the Saam Ching bringing down the stuff, but it's like, yeah, you got someone buy groceries. Okay, all the groceries are packed at your front door. Well, this Yok Ching has the power to tell you how to categorize them and put them into the right spot. Then that way, at least the package came, the power came, it's not going to be wasted. It's going to be utilized. And when you need, this power knows how to draw the specific thing for you. Draw out the specific powers for you. Okay? So, Yok Ching is like that. The last one, Tai Ching. This one. Okay. Tai Ching is the only one with white hair and that beard. Okay. So the Tai Ching, what does it mean? The ultimate clear, the biggest clear. Means what? It means after you have decided how to work with the power. This one helps you to push the power out and delivers the actual power. The Tai Ching is very, very important, especially if you want to boost your altar's magic power when you're doing like exorcism, fighting evil crap. The Tai Ching always help you to empower these things that you're going to do. Tai Ching is basically like your monitor. Okay, so your CPU works inside with the element and it delivers, right, to the monitor and other things. Monitor you can see. Okay, so the Tai Ching, the monitor, okay, will output whatever the CPU and all that gives it and give you a final result, a final product, a final power, okay, whatever you want. So you see, that's basically the Saam Ching. You have the full set of Saam Ching on the altar and make sure they are consecrated and they're like open, okay? And then you can start to connect to them and build and cultivate them. We talk about cultivating, huh? Why do you need to cultivate a statue? So think about it this way, okay? In the celestial court, there are many, many different gods and deities. Let's say we have a specific one. We have a Spider-Man up there. Okay, so I take a Spider-Man statue and I want to consecrate it. What happened? Well, after my magic work, Spider-Man is going to come down and look at the thing for a while and then, oh, that one. Okay, good. I'll give some help. And then the help goes like a clone of this god will go into this statue. Yeah, a clone of the god. Okay, that's really cool, huh? Yes, I know. So a clone of the god goes into the statue and become a new god. So while you stay with the statue, you communicate with it, you start talking to it, praying to it, whatever, doing things, okay? It get the statue grow up and understand you more and be able to help you better. So these are all cultivated powers. They're not like, oh, I just tap onto some kind of power outside. No, it's not like that. These are cultivated powers. So being able to open or consecrate a statue is not easy. Not like it's physically hard, like you need to like do a bunch of flips, not like that. But it's not easy because you need to also be able to be important in the lineage to the point that the celestial court will allow you to do this and follow up with the client or with the believer. It's a lot of commitment, lots of time and energy. We need to check up on their altar to see how they're doing. Do you need more incense, or are they actually burning incense, and are they actually doing a good job? If they're not, you need to go and teach them or help them. Sometimes people underestimate the altar because it's just piece of paper or some figure put there, and then you start praying, right? Is it that simple? No, it's not that simple. You have a lot of things you can do. As you learn in the lineage, you learn more and more things. You can do it at your altar. It's basically the more you learn, the more you can do, right? It's not just for praying. You can do a lot of things just like your computer. At first, you think, oh, computer, what could you use a computer for? Just check email or go Google or YouTube. That's all you know, right? But as you learn and know more about computer, you won't be like that. You will finally understand why and all these things, and you'll enjoy just fiddling around the more in-depth side of altar. Every day you kind of use the altar, not just put it there. Okay, so now that you know the Saam Ching, okay, I tell you about the Saam Ching already. Should you be starting the altar with a Saam Ching, like even a small one, or should you just wait and see? I would say if you just started, you don't really need any statue. You need a sun pai. The sun pai, that frame on the wall with all the words. You need one sun pai. You need incense pot. You need a pair of taper candles. For the incense pot, if you are like, oh, I don't have budget, that kind of thing, then, well, we suggest you start with what we call a tin can altar, right? Use a tin can, wash it, put some rice in it, there it goes, all right? So you can use that kind of altar, for a startup. But as you go, you upgrade your tools, of course, okay? So, yeah, newbie, start an altar is not hard. But then if you have statue, you need to prepare to find us to deal with your statue. We have to make sure the statue is cleaned up, make sure the statue is safe and pure, and we need to make sure that the statue is going to connect to the God that you want, and so that whenever you talk to the statue, it connects to that God. Okay? It's very important. If we cannot ensure that, then it's like your altar is just like an open portal for anything to come in. It's very scary. Just like you install Windows, there's like antivirus and Windows Defender by default, because they also know you need some kind of protection no matter what. Okay, so this is the same. You find us to do it, we're gonna do the protection part for you. Make sure that the evil crap cannot just loot your altar away. So up to this point, I guess everyone should be able to understand the Saam Ching and why it's so important to build the altar. And maybe you might be thinking about how can I start actually? Okay, well, I've said you start by telling us, and then we lead you to buy stuff from your Jee Sifu. Your Jee Sifu is going to buy the stuff and then go through a treatment with the stuff and then send it to you. Now that treatment ensures the stuff is clean and pure, and they are not going to be some come with some evil stuff. We don't want that to happen. So no matter is it more expensive or whatever, just get from her. Don't ask more questions like, why do I have to? I found this on Amazon. Can I do this instead? Don't argue. Don't question. Stop wasting our time. You're not the first one, okay? We have more than 100 disciples and we have seen enough. So if you come in, you want to build an altar, don't try to look for things yourself. Just ask, what should I get? Where should I get? Or who should I contact? You will get all your answers right away, okay? Come on, make life easier for you and for me, right? We have been starting like people on altars long time ago. And it's not like you're the first one. So all that question and concern, we know already, okay? Don't worry. Just keep going. Okay? So anyway, we're running out of time. So today's topic about the altar, I guess I should be okay. I gave you some pointers to how to start it. So if you still need help, make sure you email me. Don't try to message me. Messaging on YouTube sucks and it doesn't really work on me. Like, I will miss it and I will eventually forget about it. And then in 60 days, I go back and delete it. Okay. Don't use that message. Okay. Don't use that to contact me. You want to contact me? You can email me and we can talk there. Okay. So anyway, so today's topic is all around altar and such. If you are interested, make sure tell us and we will get you started. Okay. So that's it for today. Remember to share and like the video. We'll see you next time. Bye bye. Ooh.